Within the design and built environment, engineering, architecture, and landscape architecture emerged in the years shown respectively. In the Philippines, landscape architecture program has only been established in 1971 and considered a relatively new discipline. Earlier studies focused on curriculum content and career choices, but despite being in the aligned domain of research inquiry, the state of existing research raises the question of how are people driven to pursue education in landscape architecture? Good day. My name is Shaira Reyes, instructor at Far Eastern University. I am currently undertaking a PhD at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. This study has been co-authored by Dr. Napi L. Navarra, professor at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, Doctor of Engineering, major in Environmental Planning and Design. This study is entitled Drivers of Academic Pursuit and Landscape Architecture at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. In the Philippines, there is approximately one landscape architect in every 95 architects. The need to balance the professionals within the designed and built environment and increase awareness about landscape architecture is envisioned. Currently, there are four institutions offering landscape architecture program in the Philippines. We have UP Diliman, University of San Carlos, Bulacan State University, and the University of San Agustin. Among these four institutions, the research was set at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, as it is where the first landscape architecture program was offered and the only university that offers landscape architecture graduate programs in the Philippines. To answer the main problem of how are people driven to pursue education in landscape architecture, the goal is to explore these factors that led students at the University of the Philippines to choose, continue, and complete landscape architecture education. The literature review was grouped as the factors leading to career choices and factors in choosing landscape architecture education and practicing the profession to explore the motivations of students. The factors which influence judgments and decisions about education and career are easily comparable. Hence, this first section of the literature review. Shown in this slide is a literature review matrix to indicate the theories and methods adopted for this present study. Earlier studies exploring the factors leading to career choices produced diverse findings. Both extrinsic and intrinsic motivations were evident. This review also explained how motivations and personal and social influences are correlated. Among others, intrinsic motivations like love and passion for the environment, building social relationships, influencing people, architecture, design, art, and music, improving the built environment, and making the world a better place were evident findings of the previous studies. To discuss a few on the second section of the literature review, Powers 2000, a pioneer in this field, established a baseline description and discovered through an integrated personal and social framework that factors such as family, work, access to information, college choice, and culture influence first year landscape architecture students' decision making. Interestingly, findings by Schaefer 2010 show that LA students have abilities that align with design, nature, social interaction, and music. Faizi and Razagi, 2012, showed that both intrinsic and extrinsic motivations, such as the opportunity to enhancing landscape quality and a chance of earning money and finding a job, play an important role in the decision making process of landscape architecture students. Barthelme and Caranja 2017 found that extrinsic motivations were more important than family or institutional influence when choosing a career in landscape architecture. The social cognitive career theory and Holland's theory of vocational personalities and work environment, on the other hand, guided the investigation of Galingan and Basman 2016 whether an individual's self efficacy, beliefs, and outcome expectations aided in their retention in the program. Galingan 2011 found that personal and external factors such as time and length of program are influential in the choice of undergraduate enrollment and retention of graduate students. Aruninta 2007 criticized the employment opportunities accessible to landscape architecture graduates in Thailand because the field is governed by the Council of Architects, and the entrants to the profession appear dissatisfied with the situation. Majority in this review utilized a survey questionnaire and conducted multiple statistical analysis. Distinctively, Lawson et al. 2017 employed a focus group interview among first year landscape architecture students to explore their motivations, expectations, and aspirations in studying landscape architecture. Evidently, prior studies were focused on exploring the factors influencing the choice to pursue a career or enter a program and discovering the insights of LA graduates and practitioners. Given the need to fill the growing demand for landscape architecture graduates, dimensions and findings of prior research do not show how and why landscape architecture students stay in the program and eventually graduate and get a degree. The factors in student persistence leading to retention and completion of the program are yet to be explored. Various theories, such as the social learning theory or SLT by Bandura et al. 1977 and the social cognitive theory or SCT by Bandura 1986 were considered relevant to the problem as it introduced the triadic reciprocal model of causality, which posits that both environmental and cognitive factors combine to influence human learning and behavior. Four converging theories, according to Osipo, were also reviewed to strengthen the development of this integrated theoretical framework. Osipo argued that these four theories have an intersecting point on career development and occupational choice that concerns biological factors, parental influence, personality, outcomes, and life stage influences. These factors are also closely tied with how the triadic reciprocal causation involves both personal and environmental factors that shape behavior. For this study, Social Cognitive Career Theory or SCCT by Lent, Brown and Hackett 1994 and Expectancy Value Theory or EVT by Eccles 1983 will be used. To be specific, SCCT self-efficacy grounds that an individual's high self-efficacy in a certain domain follows higher persistence in task performance and behavior. Hence, higher motivation to pursue an academic goal. EVT, on the other hand, posits that motivation is a function of the value that a person places when choosing and completing a degree or pursuing a career path. This integrated theoretical framework will lead in explaining how motivation, influenced by personal, social, and environmental factors, shape academic related choices, task persistence, and effort to complete a task. Moving on with the conceptual framework, this shows how specific variables such as motivation and personal and social influences shape the choice, persistence, and effort of a person to complete education. Motivations derived from the integrated theoretical framework will be classified as extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. The operationalized application of Bandura's triadic reciprocal causation will be explored through an individual's personal and social influence. These influences are identified as this study's moderating variables and are expected to strengthen or negate the association between academic choice, task persistence, and effort to complete a task. The literature review served as the basis of methods to be employed in this present study to attempt in overcoming biases emerging from the use of a single method. Hence, the triangulation of data from existing studies, an online survey, the focus group discussion, and the key informant interview. Phase 1 included the distribution of the online survey questionnaire. The required sample size was calculated using a 10% margin of error with a confidence level of 95% on a 147 population size, 114 of which are undergraduate students and 33 graduate students. The formula shown was used to determine the required sample size. Out of the 67 valid responses, 43 respondents were undergraduate and 24 were graduate students. Presented are online survey results of the undergraduate students, and here are the results of the responses from the graduate students. Phase 2 included the focus group discussion, which yielded converging theme that helped validate results from the survey and data from the literature review. The key informant interview, on the other hand, provided supplementary information that confirmed themes and the need for the study. Presented are some of the key themes that arise from the focus group and the interview. Moving on with the analysis, presented are the statistical analysis using Spearman's law and the analysis of variance. Upon triangulation, it was found that the majority of entering students are extrinsically motivated, meaning they are driven by monetary rewards and career opportunities. They are personally influenced by their family members, parents, to be specific, their educational background, and financial capacity of their household. Mentors were also found to be a significant factor in the entry of undergraduate students. These mentors may come from junior and senior high school, and they are the primary academic influence of these students before entering their chosen college program. In the case of graduate students, mentors can range from their college professors to their past or current employers. These individuals potentially motivated the students to pursue additional education for their career development. Employment played a key role in graduate student enrollment. This is linked to their ability to finance their own education. Unlike undergraduates who rely on family support, most graduate students are already earning and capable of funding their studies. Likewise, those who contribute financially to their households are more likely to pursue graduate programs. Staying in the program is influenced by similar factors as entry into undergraduate studies. A father's educational attainment often motivates students to match or surpass that level of achievement. Financial support remains crucial, not just for academic costs, which are often covered by scholarships, but for daily expenses like food, transportation, and other necessities. Continuous financial support is essential for students to persist in the program. Encouragement from friends also played a key role in students' decision to stay in the program, while mentors influence enrollment. Friends help sustain retention. They serve as a support system, providing motivation and a sense of belonging. One FGD participant shared that he tells students BLA is a fun program, highlighting its group activities, field work, volunteer opportunities, and charrettes. These collaborative experiences help build friendships that make students more likely to remain in the program. Continuing in the program is influenced by the same factors that affect graduate student enrollment. Employment and the ability to contribute to one's household play a major role in retention. This connection between financial stability and persistence supports the idea that personal factors significantly influence a student's decision to stay in the program, as explained by the triadic reciprocal causation model. Students who can manage their time effectively and meet requirements on schedule are more likely to stay in the program. For graduate students, this is especially important since most of them are balancing work and academic responsibilities. Time management becomes a key factor in maintaining progress. Recognizing their own ability to manage time well also reinforces their confidence, linking strong personal skills to higher self efficacy and ultimately to better program retention. Mothers who have professional occupations appear to be a significant personal factor in students' completion of the program. Typically, professionals can secure white collar jobs, which earn them higher salaries than individuals with blue collar jobs. The mother's occupational classification may be perceived by the student as an aspiration. Acquiring a personal or a professional occupation may be an aspect of their career choice that they hope to achieve once they graduate from the program and eventually find a job. Furthermore, career opportunities and good salary were ranked as important motivations, and they were found significant in finishing the program. In the final phase of college, students become more aware of the realities and opportunities available to them once they leave the university, find a job, and start practicing. Placing value on skills and believing in one's capabilities were found significant in the completion of the program. To be specific, social skills and leadership and management emerged to be important attributes in graduating students. Given the nature of work in these fields, being socially skilled and having the ability to manage collaborative projects are paramount. Thus, graduate students place great importance on these skills as it helps them deliver school requirements for the completion of their program. Additionally, students who feel that they are good with skills such as creativity and proficiency in design software are more likely to complete the program. From the triangulated data, this framework shows the propensity of how undergraduates choose, continue, and complete landscape architecture program. On the other hand, this is the propensity of the graduate students. Given these findings, the study was able to fill the identified gap in the existing literature and determine the holistic factors that affect entry, retention, and completion of the program. This was done through the generated survey tool, the conducted FGD and KII, the development of theoretical and conceptual frameworks, and the employment of statistical methods. These are the following recommendations to the landscape architecture program recruitment, to landscape architecture professors, to the Philippine Association of Landscape Architecture, to the Commission on Higher Education Technical Committee on Landscape Architecture, and the Professional Regulation Commission Board of Landscape Architecture. For future studies, it is recommended to regularly update the survey tool to adapt to changing internal and external factors, assess the environmental awareness of LA students across all years and universities offering the program, compare their motivations and influences, validate survey results through focus group discussions, and gather insights from a key informant from the association to support the findings. That would be all for my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Maraming salamat. You may contact me through the following email addresses.